Welcome to the Rattling the Brain podcast. I'm Aaron Becker. Today, our special guest is my good friend, former goalie partner, and current Junior C goaltender, David Hanley. David, appreciate you being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll head into the first question right now. Give us a little bit of a backstory on where you played when you were younger, what teams you played for, experiences you had. From the top, bring it down right to where you are now.
All right. So when I started, I was 11 years old. That's when I learned how to skate. That's very, very old to begin, as you probably know. How old were you when you started?
I was like 5 or 6, maybe even 4. Like
Yeah.
I was really young when I first
I,
started.
I've seen your photos, as you as a young kid.
That's me when I was
Yeah.
7 in net, bro. That's crazy. So you started at 11 years old.
I started at 11. I played in
Wow.
house league for 3 years, while I was training with my goalie coach, Jamie McGuire, and goalie coach Stefano. But after that, when I turned 14, I moved up. I played for a year with this guy in double A for the
Hmm.
Terriers. After that, just spent time in double A for the next about 3 years, and now I made the jump to junior hockey. So still moving up.
There you go. I like it. Um, Mental preparation for your games. Obviously, we have different ways of preparing for games. I'm sure a lot of it's similar, but there's got to be some differences. Walk us through like your pregame routine before you step in that net.
Yeah, so I always get to the rink 2 hours early. Um, and I just run through some drills that help me feel more confident when I'm in the net. I do some hand eye with some balls. I run, I do my stretches, I get the legs going. I don't need to do these things, but they just make me feel better going into the game. Um, and yeah, I'm just trying to get my head straight.
Love it. Let's also go to the next question now. Starting out when you first started playing hockey, we played together, right? Give me a good story from that year, our first year together. Give me something, give the audience something about us playing together. What do you got here?
Um, well, there was just a lot that year. It was a good year for the
Mhm.
boys. Um, a good memory I can give. I'll give a good and a bad. The
So,
best memory probably was when we won the Silver State qualifiers. You played in the final game,
mhm.
but I don't know if you remember that semifinal
That
when we
was,
were we were down like what, like 5-2 or something like that.
that was a crazy comeback.
We scored like 3 goals in like a minute, and we ended up coming back. We survived overtime. I think there was an overtime, but
Yeah,
anyways, we went
yeah.
to a shootout. 5 shots in the shootout. I went 5 for 5. You know, um, Unreal. And then obviously you won the whole thing the next game, so that was a great memory.
That was
Uh,
fun. I actually vaguely remember that. It was actually crazy. I remember we were down
yeah,
like
it was
big,
great.
and I was like kind of just mentally out of it. I'm like, damn, like I wanted to play another game. Like I was like hoping to be in the net. And yeah, I kind of gave up in my head, and then we just started scoring and scoring and scoring in the last minute. I'm like, I might actually play a game tonight, and we played
Yeah,
and won. It was insane. Like that was a good memory for sure. It's a bad one. I think I already know what it's gonna
yeah.
be.
When we went to the this actual Silver Stick when we qualified,
I remember
um,
this story.
we had to go to Michigan, and
Mm,
I didn't play a single game.
mm.
I spent all the money to go to Michigan, and I didn't know I wasn't playing until like right before the game I was supposed to play. So that definitely sucked.
Remember,
But
it was the opening ceremonies or something.
it was fun.
Yeah. So we
And
were, yeah. You want to tell us?
everyone was in the rink.
Yeah.
Like it was just the beginning. I was so ready for it, and then got taken away right when I wanted it. So
Yeah. So like every team in the tournament was there, and obviously like a bunch stayed to watch the game after, and we were on the ice right after. So we were all in our gear. We were all ready. We came out there in our gear for the ceremony. And then it's like we have a hockey game to play. And that was David's start. And then like I think 2 minutes before the game, coach says to me, "You're a net." And I don't know, that was crazy. I was not expecting that. I would have been so pissed.
that was definitely unprofessional by the coach.
I
Uh,
mean, the way it happened, like I would have been so mad if I were you. I think he probably could have given you
I
more
was very bad.
could have given you more than 5 minutes notice before the game that you're not playing the game in front of everyone.
But yeah,
But yeah. Hey, you can tell the good part of the story about the playoffs. How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, I ended up, I'd say we were 50-50 most of the year.
Yeah.
Other than, like tournaments, you were playing the finals.
Hmm.
But yeah, in the playoffs, it ended up being my net.
Yeah, you
It
earned it. Like
can change
completely
at any
earned it.
time.
Yeah, beginning of the season, it was definitely my net, like all the way through. And I think that kind of like shifted towards the end. I was playing like bad and you were playing really good. And it was one of those situations where, we're in the playoffs and obviously you're gonna go with the hot guy and you were fucking destroying it. So
But
that was your net. And I don't know, kind of just was a crazy way to end playing hockey with you. I wish I could play with you another season, but
when
obviously,
it comes to that sport,
yeah,
we're
you
looking
did.
for a goalie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of Hespler, let's talk about that a little bit. How was the year in Hespler? Obviously, you guys had a little bit of a rough track. Talk about that.
Yeah, so came in 6 out of 7 in our division. Obviously, I thought we would finish probably around more like fourth or third. So that was definitely a tough time for us. We lost 11 games in a row at one point. Um, Obviously, that's not good for chemistry. There's a lot of tension in the rooms, guys blaming each other, pointing fingers. Um, but we pulled it together at the end of the year. I got my first shutout. We went on a winning streak. Um, and in playoffs, we kept it rolling. We played the third place team and we won in 7 games. Our first ever win in the playoffs as a franchise.
Really?
Yeah, and then second round, it just ended it maybe last week.
Mm.
We lost in 5 games, but the game we won, we as our first ever time beating that team in our franchise history, and they were the first place team, so we still have a lot to be proud of.
Solid. And yeah, so the first place team, they end up winning it all, or is it still going on right now?
They'll go on, but they won game one, 4-1 in the third round. So
So, and as for next year, any plans or just still seeing what's up or know where you're going?
we're still scouting, still looking at school as an option, and we'll see what the team does.
As for the off season, how are you going to prepare for the next year? Obviously, you're going to play. You don't know where yet, but what's your plan for the off season? What do you usually do to make sure you're ready to go when the season starts?
I just stay working with my goalie coach. Um, Shout out Frankie, he's my guy. Um, and I'll be in the gym. Just working,
Gotta love it. Gotta
keep
love it.
my mind on it.
Before we cap off here, there's just one thing we got to talk about was the actually two more things, but what do you think your best save was this year? I already know what you're gonna say. I've seen the clip.
Yeah, seen it on it.
Talk about that big glove save.
Yeah, so it was game 7, round 1. I didn't know I was playing that game too until 20 minutes before. So I was going in and I was really nervous. At this point, we're probably up 3-0. It was the third period. Um, Guy tried to center it. My D man tried to clear the puck, but he gave it right to the other team, and he found a guy in the middle wide open. So I slid and I got my glove on it, got the windmill. Um, I know you think it was exaggerated, but it
I
was
was bugging you about that forever.
it was a good
Throw it
save.
around. I
Uh,
like it.
it was not the best save I've ever made, but it was probably maybe the most clutch because of the
Timely saves, right?
um, yeah, and I'll always remember it. It was great.
All-star game. Me and you on
Also,
the same team for the first time in what, 3 or 4 years?
yeah,
Talk about that. How was it sharing the net with me again, walking out there, goalie partners again for one final game? How was that?
it's just obviously it's an honor to share the net with Aaron Becker anytime I can. It's just unreal, dude. Um, and I was just happy to be there. I didn't think I was gonna make it. Um, I thought they might send, my goalie partner. I'm not gonna get into that, but
Yeah,
it was just a good experience. I'm glad I had it.
yeah.
Because I earned it, and so did all the other guys.
You still have my shorts. I remember you borrowed shorts from me before that game, and I never got them back.
I actually gave you your sweatpants back.
Did you really?
I actually did because they don't fit me.
I cannot remember that. But no, I remember it was me, one of the all-star goalies on our team. It was you and Massimo Muto. And we all took a period. It was a lot of fun. You know, we got introduced, came out together, standing side by side, same dressing room. It was like a little bit of deja vu for me being able to be in net with you again. Definitely a fun time. And yeah, might happen again one day. You never know. NHL.
Come to Esper, find out.
Come to Hesper and find out. Oh, all the way to Cambridge. All right, David, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Appreciate obviously you got a lot on your plate. Appreciate you being here. Thank you
Uh,
very much. And yeah, that concludes the first episode of Rattling the Brain. Hope you all enjoyed. See you guys next time. Peace.